This week on Getting to Know You, I am behind enemy lines at Stanley as a Milford Marlins boy, but I've come to meet this lad, Liam Hood, Leeds Centurions, back where it all began. You got a little friend with you. Who's this?
This is Albie. This is my little boy. So we're spending Father and Sunday today, so he's come down to have a bit of tea and have an interview.
Tell us about this place. Let's go back to the beginning. How old were you when you started playing rugby?
The old stomping ground. I was 11.
11? Quite late then.
Yeah. My friend I was out playing on the street. My friend come down and he was walking past and said to him, "Where are you going?" He was like, "I must play rugby." It were Victoria Rangers then.
Yeah.
Back when I first started. He was like, "Do you want to come?" I was like, I said, "I'll go ask my mum." You know, I said, "Nick, can I have some money for some subs?" She was like, "What subs? What subs?" You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, it started from there, mate, yeah.
What do you remember about this club when you came down here? Because there's some good players you played with in that team.
Oh, yeah, mate. Some class players. You know, a lot of players that got through and had a bit of success. Jack Buzzer being one of those. And then there were a lot of players that got to academy level. So, no, we're really good. I mean, the club speaks for itself, mate. It's a great club. You know, I enjoyed the time that I was here. You know, we were part of the Invincibles that did the full year unbeaten. So, I think we won 5 cups.
And you went from this club to the Rhinos. What did it feel like signing for the big Rhinos?
Yeah, it was class with them. They're such a big club. Yeah. You know, they have been for years and years, and they will carry on to go on to be for years and years. They're a massive club, Leeds. They've got a massive fan base, you know. So to be able to have that opportunity were outstanding for me and my family. You know, I remember it were Simon Bell that pulled me outside and said, "Do you know, oh, we've been watching you, got an opportunity to come down to the academy." You know, and I can remember that day, and I'll always remember that day. You know, I remember coming back and telling my teammates and how happy they were, my coaching staff, and the whole club. You know, because this is what it's all about for them. Leeds Rhinos. You know, everyone in there, majority of people in there are Leeds Rhinos fans. You know, and they've had some world-class players. Jonesy, you know what I mean, Jamie Peacock, Gareth Carvel, they've all come through there. Ryan Atkins,
Ash Gibson,
exactly.
List goes on and
to
on
be part of that, you know, that we're able to go on and sign for Leeds. Yeah, it were awesome.
You look at Leeds now, obviously having a bit of trouble. Do you feel like when you look at the players the club's got rid of over the years, in particular in your position, yourself and Paul McShane, that given a bit more time, a bit more opportunity, you'd be exactly what they need right now?
It's a tough one. You know, you've got to look back. At my time with there, I come through with some of the best hookers. Yeah. Danny Badeiras.
Who did you learn the most off?
Danny Badeiras, yeah. Bedsy were a great person, a great mentor. You know, I remember like when I was coming through, he was kind of my mentor, and to have someone like that to be able to mentor, you know what I mean, were class for me. You know, and he always had time for me, no matter what.
What did you learn from him in particular?
Just the way about being smart, about like reserving energy when you needed to as a 9. Sometimes you see, like I remember when I was first coming through and I was playing 9, I was running here, there and everywhere, and he used to say to me, you know, reserve your energy, just reserve your energy. He used to help me with passing constantly, like after training, every training session after there, he'd help me with my passing and my technique on how to pass, left to right, right to left. So no, I don't really, you know, it's not kind of one of those, you know. I think sometimes you've got to kind of move on to be able to give them the opportunity to become the player that you become, you know. So, like I say, it was never a thing for me. I was never held grudges or anything like that. They had Rob Burrows, a great, you know, like one of the best there for Leeds for me. He was smart, he was fast, you know what I mean. He was dynamic one in and around. Paul McShane, another great 9, you know, she proved it now at Castleford. So no, I didn't really. There's no grudges held there, you know. I had to move on for me to pursue where I wanted to be as a player, you know. So yeah, it's just one of those. It's part and parcel of rugby.
Take us on your journey from Leeds. Where next?
I went to Hunslet. Yeah, I went to Hunslet. Yeah, and we got promoted from the Championship 1 to the Championship. It was a great year.
Did Danny Morn play in that team?
Danny Morn played in that team. We had some
characters.
Some characters in that.
You've been around, and it's like you've kind of gone from the amateur game, going to Leeds. Great, obviously, facilities, professionalism. Yeah. And then you drop down to Hunslet. Yeah. And you sat next to Danny Morn.
Two leagues below. We like the Danny Morn of all people. Do you know what I mean? But mate, I think it's times like that make you realise how lucky you are to be a full-time player, and how lucky you are to have those facilities and the professionalism and the stuff like. your protein and everything. At Leeds, you got everything, you know.
Yeah.
Like you had everything there handed for you, you know what I mean? So sometimes it takes you to step down a peg or two to realise how much you do want it, you know, and how much you take it for granted sometimes. And I've had more clubs than Tiger Woods, mate.
Go on,
you know what I mean?
run through your clubs. Run through with the clubs.
So, Leeds, then to Hunslet, and then to Salford.
Yep.
And then to Swinton for a little time.
Yep.
And then Leigh.
Yeah.
Then to Widnes.
Yeah.
Now back to Leigh.
Which has been your happiest place in your playing career so far?
I've got to admit, Leigh.
Yeah.
I've had some class memories, you know, from getting promoted in 2016. You know, probably one of the best years I've ever had. To go.
You played so well. That year.
Like to
Is that
go
when you
that
came of
year.
age,
I
do you
came.
think?
Yeah, like I came a little bit. I came 6 or 7 games into the season. And we didn't lose one all year par Leeds at Leeds. That was the only game we lost, you know. And we'd finished second in the middle 8, so we were guaranteed promotion. Yeah, mate, that was some year, you know, just to go all year unbeaten with a team that we are. Well, we're a good side, but just a group of. They got likes of Gazok, Mickey Iam, you know, some Travis Burns, you know what I mean? Some characters, yeah, exactly.
Angriest man ever.
Yeah. So to go through with that team, you know, to get promoted, it was an awesome feeling at the end of the year, mate. So, and then to get, you know, Super League, Willie, which didn't go as good as what we'd have liked. We got relegated, but it was always going to be a tough year, always, you know, for you to be the team that has to go up and transition into Super League and everything about Super League, the game speed, and, you know, then to come back down was disappointing. But yeah, mate, I've had some of my best memories playing for Leigh.
Widnes must have been a weird one, because you go to Widnes expecting, obviously, a march back to Super League, and it didn't really happen like that. Well, how did you feel? Because Widnes is a great club, and what Kieran Patel's done there this year with the support of people like Anthony Gelling and the board, we've been down there and done some great work for the Our League app, and it's a fantastic club. But what did you think as a player when the news broke that they were going into administration?
Yeah, gutting really, because I really did feel like, you know, it was going to go well before I'd signed, you know. I thought we're going to have a good year here.
Yeah.
But potentially push for promotion again. I mean, I know Toronto are a strong side, Toulouse are, you know, like Leigh are going well, Featherstone. I know it was going to be, but I knew it was going to be a really good year. I thought it's going to be a good year this, you know what I mean? I thought you've got some great sides in Championship. Yeah, and then when it just kind of broke down the way it did, it was just, a little bit, it was going really, you know, because to see, to see where the club had come from and like the Cup Kings and everything to where they've, you know, it was gutting. But at the same time, I went through a bit of an angry stage as well, because it was like, you know, when the club said that, like funding and stuff. And I remember being there with other players like Adam Tangata and stuff that had signed then. It was a little bit gutting, because you were thinking, well, if you couldn't afford to bring players in, then, you know, why did you? Especially when you got players like myself, I've got a young family, I've got a sport 2 kids, it was just a bit, but, you know, it wasn't a lot of people's faults that were at the club, and they you know, some of the people behind the scenes that people don't see, or hours they were putting in and they weren't getting paid, you know. I remember Perts weren't getting paid for a little while, and the CEOs and stuff, and it were, you had to take your hat off to them there and think, do you know what, fair play, you know. And it's a great club. There's a lot of great people there, mate, you know, that really want Widnes to do well. So it'd be nice to be able to see them to get back to where they once were.
The phone rings, and it's Derek Beaumont, one of the best characters I've met on my journey at rugby. And he's a man who, if you cut him in half, he'd bleed Leigh all over the floor. He loves the club, and he's put so much of his own money into the club. And to be fair to him, when it went badly, he made a statement: if we don't finish in the playoffs, I'm gone. And he did. He said, that's it. But he's being lured back in. He's being teased back in by John Duffy, playing exciting rugby and assembling a team full of leaders: Martin Ridyard, Mickey Iam. Obviously, Gazok recently come back to the club. What's the spirit like? And I think that Leigh are the dark horses. Toronto are the favourites. They've got a world-class side, a team that could compete in Super League. Toulouse are tough. They can beat anyone on the day. But Leigh, to me, are finding form at the right time, and he's signing some really smart players at the right time of the year. Do you believe this year?
Yeah, to be fair, I've got to admit I do. You know, a lot of people do slate Derek in the sense. And
What do you think of him as a bloke?
I've got to admit, I get on with him really well, and I think he's a champion bloke, you know. And what a lot of people don't understand with Derek is he's a true fan. You know, as much as he's a CEO, he's a true fan. So
Yeah, he loves him.
he loves the club, he loves the town, you know. So if we get beat, he's as angry as a fan stood in the stands, you know. He's as disappointed as he don't see the kind of the side of it where he's kind of got to keep his calm. You know, he'll spray and come in and spray, and he'll come in and spray. And he's got a right to, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it is with him. He's just a fan. He just wants the club to do well. Yeah. You know, but yeah, I've got to admit with exactly. Yeah. With who he's bringing in, it's kind of starting to get now where we are feeling like that we're going to compete.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan Thompson's just come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm happy for. Yeah, that's my Yorkshire friends. So,
mate, the worst man on the drink I've ever met in rugby league. The worst, the number one, the worst. Cannot handle his beer.
I've got to admit, he's well
4
up there.
pints.
Yeah.
Poof.
Yeah, he just
Falls through the floor.
Yeah, and then Liam Forsyth is another young kid that's exciting, that's good, you know. So he's bringing in the right people, which I've got to admit, he's bringing in people that all want the same thing. You know, the full team there at the minute is all wanting to kind of make history in the sense of everyone wrote them off. You know, loads of people said, they might even get relegated this year when they were bringing in the likes of the players, what they did. I think they've surprised a few teams. So yeah, mate, we're happy. We're taking week by week as it comes. You know, we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves. There's some great sides in this, like you said. Toronto favourites. Toulouse on the day probably potentially beat anyone. You know, so yeah, we're just taking it week by week and seeing how it goes. But yeah, mate, we're ready for a big back end of year.
After his career in Game of Thrones as Ramsay Bolton, John Duffy back at Leigh is. How did it feel when Duff says, we want you back at club, and what does it mean to play for Duffs? Because he's another local and he loves the club.
Well, he's been my Scotland coach for a few years now. And he actually, when I went to Swinton, he signed me at Swinton.
Oh, is it a bit love child, that
yeah, a little bit, yeah. And then like 5 or 6 games in, when Leigh come in at full time, I was like, right, mate, I've kind of, I'm going to pursue that. And he was like, all right, cheers, nice one for that. So then when it come round again to go back to Leigh with him, and he's a great coach, mate. I've got to admit, his man management skills are very good. You know, like he knows exactly how to spur you on. So,
you want to eat it?
Yeah.
He wants to eat it.
He knows exactly how to spur you on. He knows how to coach a team. You know, we're playing some good rugby at the minute. Defensively, I like what he does. You know, he likes the aggression. He likes that side of it. So, yeah, it's we're looking good at the minute, mate. We're looking good underneath him, and I'm happy for him that he's got the job.
Last question, mate. This weekend on the Hour League app, we're going to bring you your hometown club versus your club. Obviously, were you a Bradford fan growing up?
Yeah, Bradford fan. Yeah, I used to go and watch them. You know, back in the era when they had the mighty side.
Who were your favourite player? Who were on your wall? Who did you fanboy over back in the day?
Shontaine Happy were a fan's favourite one. Yeah, we're silky and smooth out there on the edge. Jimmy Lowes, got to admit, Jimmy were a big player, especially me being a 9. I know Jimmy as well, which is a great fella.
Tough bloke.
Oh, the toughest, tough as old boots, mate. So yeah, I've got to go. I remember we once did a wrestle session with at Leeds, and there's active rest with press ups. You know, just ruthless.
Wow.
But yeah, what a great bloke. You know what I mean? Real. And I've got to admit, he'll probably my favourite. You know, just tough. Would not step aside from anyone.
You're going to come up against one of your big mates this weekend, George Flanagan.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I remind him about Aaron Jones-Bishop knocking him about line when he ran the ball dead. He's a character, and he's going to get stuck into you on the field.
Mate, if you ask anyone that's played against George Flanagan's the worst player to play against.
Why? Worse than Scott Morrell?
100%.
No way.
100%. And I'm friends with Muzzer as well, but he's miles worse. George is just one of those little pips that constantly pip. All you can hear is his little voice floating around field. No matter where you. If I played wing and he were in middle of field, you'd still hear him chirping at you, just chirping away. It's awful, mate. It's awful. The worst player to play against ever. He just does not stop.
You need to win this weekend, I think, to lay a marker down and to really chase Toulouse into that second spot. Confident going in?
Yeah, we are, to be fair, mate. Yeah, we are, to be fair. We spoke about the 2 week after the last night 1895 Cup. The next 2 week, which were Halifax and Bradford, were big weeks for us. They were both playing really well. Halifax have been playing really well at the minute under Simon Grix. So we knew we got a good win last week. We were happy with that win, to score that many points against them, because like I say, they've been playing really well at the minute. So we know we need another big performance this week against these, because we know that they won't go away, Bradford. They're that kind of team. They'll stick with you right until the end. And we know that third spot at the minute is everyone's in there. There's those Fev, York, Sheffield in and around there. Bradford aren't far, Featherstone. So we know that we need to start getting these wins now are massive for us. We can't afford to be losing many more games.
You mentioned the 1895 Cup there, drawn in the quarter-final. It's a chance to play at Wembley. Not many players in their career get a chance to do that. Is that something you're looking forward to, should you get to the final?
Yeah, definitely. A few people have been slating it and stuff, and I can see the points and that, but I think they've also got to realise you've got an opportunity to play at Wembley. Yeah. And I get it.
You prefer it before the game?
It's one of those. Derek spoke about it this week and said, that if you'd have done it before the game, then fans maybe would have still stayed in the pub. The Challenge Cup, team fans would have maybe stayed in the pub, and I get that, So there's both sides to it, mate. It's one of those. People are going to see it that way, and then people are going to see it where that whoever are in the Challenge Cup, the fans might get up and walk, and it'll be empty. But none.
He's on one, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's going for it today. I think we've got to see it as we're getting a chance to play at Wembley. It don't matter who's there.
Yeah.
I couldn't care if there were 13 people there. You know what I mean? It's the chance that I'm getting to play at Wembley, and hopefully winning a trophy. Yeah. So.
Mate, well, I'll be there supporting you. Yeah. Good luck this weekend, and we'll see you hopefully in the 1895 Cup final. I'll leave you to Daddy Daycare now. This is Getting to Know Liam Hood. We'll see you this weekend. Do not forget the big game Sunday. Leigh Centurions, this man, versus his hometown club, Bradford Bulls, and it's live on the League app.